I'm Scott Gowans. I'm the head brewer here at Eden Brewery St Andrews. So basically run the production, and along with my assistant we brew all the beer, package the beer, come up with all the weird and wonderful recipes. The cask beer was a passion that both myself and the owner, Paul Miller, had. We both sort of struck a chord with what we could do with all the different barrels, and to do things just a bit more interesting. A lot of people will just take a beer and put it into a barrel and see what happens. We really wanted to create beers that would match the flavours that came from the barrel. So for instance, with the bourbon, which you saw us filling earlier, we really wanted to make a nice chocolatey beer, earthy notes, but something that would bring out the vanilla and the sort of caramelly notes and work really well. It almost at a point actually gives you the taste of sort of chocolate caramel, and with that nice whiskey bourbon spirit to it. And really, using our sensory, our nose, you actually have a lot more palate in your nose than you actually do on your tongue. So it's amazing what you can actually pick up just by smelling a barrel and feeling for the flavours that you get from it. The beer is actually, it's leaching out some of the flavours that are left behind. I mean, a lot of it's to do with the spirit that was in it before, and some of it's with the wood itself. A lot of whiskey distilleries will take ex-bourbon casks. What you can find with some of them is you're not actually always getting the whiskey that was from it. You're actually getting something that came out before the whiskey. So it's all about the progression of the barrel and creating a beer that's going to match those flavours. So it's quite wise to know where your barrel's been before, so you can match it quite well. It's not widely done. I don't think there's any real good reason why it's not been done before. Being a brewery and then going into distilling, making beers that are specifically for these barrels, and we're actually giving flavours. So as we're taking flavours out of the barrel, we're actually putting flavour into it. You're not hindered by this is what you have to do, and it's got to be a bourbon barrel and it's got to be this or that. We could actually do a lot more experimenting, taking some of those barrels that had beer in it before and putting whiskey in to try and make a more interesting spirit. Not that spirits aren't interesting and whiskey isn't interesting anyway, but it's a nice sort of difference and a point of interest that we're quite keen to try out.